Sanity.
Mental soundness.
Regain sanity. Regain sanity. Question her sanity. Question her sanity. Loss of sanity. Loss of sanity. Nationwide.
Across the entire country.
Nationwide campaign. Nationwide campaign. Broadcast nationwide. Broadcast nationwide. Nationwide protest. Nationwide protest. Legacy.
Something left behind.
Family legacy. Family legacy. Cultural legacy. Cultural legacy. Leave a legacy. Leave a legacy. Shove.
To push roughly.
Shove him aside. Shove him aside. Give a shove. Give a shove. Shove into the room. Shove into the room. Adjustable.
Capable of being changed.
Adjustable chair. Adjustable chair. Adjustable strap. Adjustable strap. Height adjustable. Height adjustable. Disabled.
Having a physical or mental condition.
Disabled access. Disabled access. Mentally disabled. Mentally disabled. Support disabled people. Support disabled people. Lure.
To tempt or attract.
Lure customers. Lure customers. Lure with money. Lure with money. Bait or lure. Bait or lure. Expanse.
Wide open area.
Open expanse. Open expanse. Vast expanse. Vast expanse. Expanse of land. Expanse of land. Smuggle.
To move goods secretly.
Smuggle drugs. Smuggle drugs. Smuggle across the border. Smuggle across the border. Caught smuggling. Caught smuggling. Endorse.
To approve or support publicly.
Endorse a candidate. Endorse a candidate. Endorse the policy. Endorse the policy. Celebrity endorsement. Celebrity endorsement. Novice.
A person new to something.
Novice driver. Novice driver. A complete novice. A complete novice. Novice at cooking. Novice at cooking. Deprivation.
Lack of something essential.
Sleep deprivation. Sleep deprivation. Economic deprivation. Economic deprivation. Suffer deprivation. Suffer deprivation. Breach.
Breaking a rule or barrier.
Breach of contract. Breach of contract. Security breach. Security breach. Breach the wall. Breach the wall. Compelling.
Very persuasive or strong.
Compelling argument. Compelling argument. Compelling reason. Compelling reason. Compelling story. Compelling story. Conspicuous.
Easily seen or noticed.
Conspicuous change. Conspicuous change. Conspicuous success. Conspicuous success. Stand in a conspicuous place. Stand in a conspicuous place. Baron.
Nobleman or powerful businessman.
Oil baron. Oil baron. Baron of industry. Baron of industry. Title of baron. Title of baron. Trot.
To run at a moderate pace.
Trot around the field. Trot around the field. Trot the horse. Trot the horse. Break into a trot. Break into a trot. Supposedly.
As is believed or claimed.
Supposedly safe. Supposedly safe. Supposedly true. Supposedly true. Supposedly from France. Supposedly from France. Mother-in-law.
Spouse's mother.
Visit mother-in-law. Visit mother-in-law. Talk with my mother-in-law. Talk with my mother-in-law. Mother-in-law's advice. Mother-in-law's advice. Frail.
Weak or delicate.
Frail old man. Frail old man. Frail health. Frail health. Frail bones. Frail bones. Withhold.
To refuse to give.
Withhold information. Withhold information. Withhold consent. Withhold consent. Withhold payment. Withhold payment. Affirmative.
Expressing agreement or yes.
Affirmative answer. Affirmative answer. Give an affirmative nod. Give an affirmative nod. Affirmative response. Affirmative response. Spouse.
Husband or wife.
Married spouse. Married spouse. Spouse visa. Spouse visa. Talk with my spouse. Talk with my spouse. Consolidate.
To bring together or strengthen.
Consolidate companies. Consolidate companies. Consolidate power. Consolidate power. Consolidate debt. Consolidate debt. Attic.
Top space in a house.
Store in the attic. Store in the attic. Climb to the attic. Climb to the attic. Dusty attic. Dusty attic. Hinge.
Joint that allows movement.
Door hinge. Door hinge. Hinge squeaks. Hinge squeaks. Hinge of the argument. Hinge of the argument. Quota.
Fixed share or target.
Sales quota. Sales quota. Reach the quota. Reach the quota. Quota system. Quota system. Creed.
Set of beliefs.
Religious creed. Religious creed. Live by one's creed. Live by one's creed. Moral creed. Moral creed. Endow.
To give or grant.
Endow a university. Endow a university. Endowed with talent. Endowed with talent. Endow a fund. Endow a fund. Stammer.
Speak with pauses.
Stammer nervously. Stammer nervously. Stammer a reply. Stammer a reply. Child with a stammer. Child with a stammer. Irrelevant.
Not related.
Irrelevant comment. Irrelevant comment. Irrelevant to the topic. Irrelevant to the topic. Deemed irrelevant. Deemed irrelevant. Radiation.
Energy from a source.
Radiation exposure. Radiation exposure. Solar radiation. Solar radiation. Radiation therapy. Radiation therapy. Questionnaire.
Set of written questions.
Fill out a questionnaire. Fill out a questionnaire. Customer questionnaire. Customer questionnaire. Distribute questionnaires. Distribute questionnaires. Realism.
Acceptance of facts.
Artistic realism. Artistic realism. Political realism. Political realism. Approach with realism. Approach with realism. Bleak.
Cold or hopeless.
Bleak future. Bleak future. Bleak landscape. Bleak landscape. Bleak situation. Bleak situation. Adverse.
Harmful or opposing.
Adverse effects. Adverse effects. Adverse conditions. Adverse conditions. Adverse reaction. Adverse reaction. Theft.
Taking without permission.
Car theft. Car theft. Charged with theft. Charged with theft. Prevent theft. Prevent theft. Lunar.
Relating to the moon.
Lunar surface. Lunar surface. Lunar calendar. Lunar calendar. Lunar mission. Lunar mission. Coalition.
Temporary alliance.
Form a coalition. Form a coalition. Coalition government. Coalition government. Coalition partners. Coalition partners. Barren.
Unable to produce.
Barren land. Barren land. Barren tree. Barren tree. Barren result. Barren result. Transparency.
Openness and clarity.
Financial transparency. Financial transparency. Demand transparency. Demand transparency. Transparency in government. Transparency in government. Afflict.
To cause pain or suffering.
Afflict the population. Afflict the population. Afflicted by disease. Afflicted by disease. Afflict the poor. Afflict the poor. Bishop.
High-ranking church official.
Catholic bishop. Catholic bishop. Appoint a bishop. Appoint a bishop. Bishop's authority. Bishop's authority. Clarity.
Being clear or easy to understand.
Clarity of speech. Clarity of speech. Lack of clarity. Lack of clarity. Bring clarity. Bring clarity. Disability.
Physical or mental limitation.
Physical disability. Physical disability. Disability benefit. Disability benefit. Learning disability. Learning disability. Plea.
Request or legal statement.
Make a plea. Make a plea. Plea for help. Plea for help. Enter a plea. Enter a plea. Brink.
Edge or point of something.
On the brink of war. On the brink of war. Brink of collapse. Brink of collapse. Brink of success. Brink of success. Compile.
To collect into a list or book.
Compile data. Compile data. Compile a report. Compile a report. Compile a book. Compile a book. Confinement.
Being kept inside.
Solitary confinement. Solitary confinement. House confinement. House confinement. During her confinement. During her confinement. Clasp.
To hold tightly or fasten her.
Clasp hands. Clasp hands. Silver clasp. Silver clasp. Clasp the bag shut. Clasp the bag shut. Entrepreneur.
One who starts a business.
Young entrepreneur. Young entrepreneur. Successful entrepreneur. Successful entrepreneur. Entrepreneur spirit. Entrepreneur spirit. Encyclopedia.
Comprehensive reference work.
Online encyclopedia. Online encyclopedia. Look up in the encyclopedia. Look up in the encyclopedia. Encyclopedia entry. Encyclopedia entry. Compassion.
Feeling of pity and care.
Show compassion. Show compassion. Compassion for others. Compassion for others. Act with compassion. Act with compassion. Recipient.
One who receives.
Award recipient. Award recipient. Recipient of the letter. Recipient of the letter. Scholarship recipient. Scholarship recipient. Aspire.
To hope to achieve.
Aspire to greatness. Aspire to greatness. Aspire to become. Aspire to become. Aspire for success. Aspire for success. Galaxy.
System of stars.
Distant galaxy. Distant galaxy. Galaxy of stars. Galaxy of stars. The Milky Way galaxy. The Milky Way galaxy. Snort.
To exhale loudly.
Snort and laughter. Snort and laughter. Snort in anger. Snort in anger. A loud snort. A loud snort. Amid.
In the middle of.
Amid the chaos. Amid the chaos. Amid tears. Amid tears. Amid applause. Amid applause. Humidity.
Amount of moisture in air.
High humidity. High humidity. Measure humidity. Measure humidity. Humidity level. Humidity level. Relevance.
Relation to the topic.
Relevance to the topic. Relevance to the topic. Lack of relevance. Lack of relevance. Cultural relevance. Cultural relevance. Judicial.
Related to courts or justice.
Judicial system. Judicial system. Judicial authority. Judicial authority. Judicial review. Judicial review. Extinct.
No longer existing.
Extinct species. Extinct species. Go extinct. Go extinct. Almost extinct. Almost extinct. Clench.
To hold tightly.
Clench a fist. Clench a fist. Clench teeth. Clench teeth. Clench in anger. Clench in anger. Integrate.
To bring together.
Integrate systems. Integrate systems. Integrate into society. Integrate into society. Fully integrated. Fully integrated. Coincidence.
Accidental occurrence.
Pure coincidence. Pure coincidence. Strange coincidence. Strange coincidence. Coincidence of events. Coincidence of events. Wag.
To move back and forth.
Wag a tail. Wag a tail. Wag a finger. Wag a finger. Dog wagging. Dog wagging. Conspire.
To plan secretly.
Conspire to commit. Conspire to commit. Conspire against. Conspire against. Secretly conspire. Secretly conspire. Dough.
Mixture for baking, or slang for money.
Knead the dough. Knead the dough. Roll out the dough. Roll out the dough. Make a lot of dough. Make a lot of dough. Congregation.
Group of people gathered.
Church congregation. Church congregation. Address the congregation. Address the congregation. Gathering of the congregation. Gathering of the congregation. Accumulation.
Gathering over time.
Accumulation of wealth. Accumulation of wealth. Fat accumulation. Fat accumulation. Gradual accumulation. Gradual accumulation. relish,
To enjoy greatly.
relish the moment, relish the moment. Eat with relish, eat with relish. Relish the challenge, relish the challenge. Bully,
To intimidate or harass.
school bully, school bully. Bully someone online, bully someone online. Stand up to a bully, stand up to a bully. Migration,
Movement from one place to another.
bird migration, bird migration. Human migration, human migration. Seasonal migration, seasonal migration. Sprawl,
To spread out carelessly.
urban sprawl, urban sprawl. Sprawl on the sofa, sprawl on the sofa. Sprawl of buildings, sprawl of buildings. Compress,
To press or squeeze.
compress a file, compress a file. Compress data, compress data. Compress with pressure, compress with pressure. Superstitious,
Believing in superstition.
superstitious belief, superstitious belief. Highly superstitious, highly superstitious. Superstitious behavior, superstitious behavior. Aging,
Becoming older.
signs of aging, signs of aging. Aging population, aging population. Aging skin, aging skin. Irrational,
Not logical or reasonable.
irrational fear, irrational fear. Irrational behavior, irrational behavior. Completely irrational, completely irrational. Stroll,
To walk slowly.
take a stroll, take a stroll. Evening stroll, evening stroll. Stroll in the park, stroll in the park. Sculptor,
Artist who carves figures.
famous sculptor, famous sculptor. Stone sculptor, stone sculptor. Meet the sculptor, meet the sculptor. Congressional,
Related to Congress.
congressional meeting, congressional meeting. Congressional hearing, congressional hearing. Congressional district, congressional district. Prickly,
Covered with spines. Easily irritated.
prickly plant, prickly plant. Prickly feeling, prickly feeling. Prickly mood. Prickly mood. Degradation.
Process of declining.
Environmental degradation. Environmental degradation. Moral degradation. Moral degradation. Degradation of quality. Degradation of quality. Authentic.
Real and true.
Authentic experience. Authentic experience. Authentic signature. Authentic signature. Authentic dish. Authentic dish. Enroll.
To sign up.
Enroll in school. Enroll in school. Enroll a course. Enroll a course. Newly enrolled students. Newly enrolled students. Transplant.
To move tissue or organ.
Organ transplant. Organ transplant. Transplant a tree. Transplant a tree. Undergo a transplant. Undergo a transplant. Pickpocket.
Someone who steals from pockets.
Skilled pickpocket. Skilled pickpocket. Watch for pickpockets. Watch for pickpockets. Caught a pickpocket. Caught a pickpocket. Contributor.
One who adds or gives.
Regular contributor. Regular contributor. Contributor to success. Contributor to success. Major contributor. Major contributor. Deathbed.
Bed where one dies.
On his deathbed. On his deathbed. Deathbed confession. Deathbed confession. Deathbed scene. Deathbed scene. Botany.
Study of plants.
Study botany. Study botany. Botany textbook. Botany textbook. Professor of botany. Professor of botany. Scrub.
To clean by rubbing.
Scrub the floor. Scrub the floor. Scrub hard. Scrub hard. A good scrub. A good scrub. Epidemic.
Widespread disease.
Flu epidemic. Flu epidemic. Epidemic of fear. Epidemic of fear. Prevent an epidemic. Prevent an epidemic. Audit.
Examination of accounts.
Financial audit. Financial audit. Audit the company. Audit the company. Internal audit. Internal audit. Equilibrium.
State of balance.
Maintain equilibrium. Maintain equilibrium. Emotional equilibrium. Emotional equilibrium. Equilibrium point. Equilibrium point. Endanger.
To put at risk.
Endanger species. Endanger species. Endanger lives. Endanger lives. Endanger the planet. Endanger the planet. Right.
Religious or formal act.
Initiation rite. Initiation rite. Funeral rite. Funeral rite. Performer rite. Performer rite. Buddy.
Close friend or partner.
Best buddy. Best buddy. Gym buddy. Gym buddy. Travel with a buddy. Travel with a buddy. Yearn.
To deeply desire.
Yearn for peace. Yearn for peace. Yearn to see. Yearn to see. Yearn for freedom. Yearn for freedom. Subside.
To become less intense.
Storm subsides. Storm subsides. Pain subsides. Pain subsides. Floodwaters subside. Floodwaters subside. Sneak.
To move quietly.
Sneak out. Sneak out. Sneak into the room. Sneak into the room. Sneak a snack. Sneak a snack. Custody.
Control or care of someone.
In police custody. In police custody. Child custody. Child custody. Gain custody. Gain custody. Retailer.
A person or business selling to consumers.
Online retailer. Online retailer. Retailer network. Retailer network. Retailers sell products. Retailers sell products. Pilgrim.
One who journeys for religious reasons.
Religious pilgrim. Religious pilgrim. Pilgrim journey. Pilgrim journey. Group of pilgrims. Group of pilgrims. Volcanic.
Related to volcanoes.
Volcanic eruption. Volcanic eruption. Volcanic activity. Volcanic activity. Volcanic ash. Volcanic ash. Notify.
To inform officially.
Notify the police. Notify the police. Notify by email. Notify by email. Notify in advance. Notify in advance. Mow.
To cut grass.
Mow the lawn. Mow the lawn. Mow regularly. Mow regularly. Grass needs mowing. Grass needs mowing. Turmoil.
A state of disorder.
Political turmoil. Political turmoil. In turmoil. In turmoil. Economic turmoil. Economic turmoil. Extravagant.
Spending excessively.
Extravagant lifestyle. Extravagant lifestyle. Extravagant gift. Extravagant gift. Be extravagant with money. Be extravagant with money. Anatomy.
Study of body structure.
Study anatomy. Study anatomy. Human anatomy. Human anatomy. Anatomy class. Anatomy class. Array.
An ordered arrangement.
A wide array. A wide array. Array of options. Array of options. Arrayed neatly. Arrayed neatly. Gale.
A very strong wind.
Gale force winds. Gale force winds. Caught in a gale. Caught in a gale. Howling gale. Howling gale. Sniff.
To inhale to detect scent.
Sniff the air. Sniff the air. Sniff suspiciously. Sniff suspiciously. Sniff of perfume. Sniff of perfume. Likelihood.
Chance of something happening.
High likelihood. High likelihood. Likelihood of rain. Likelihood of rain. Increase the likelihood. Increase the likelihood. Voucher.
Document for discount or exchange.
Meal voucher. Meal voucher. Gift voucher. Gift voucher. Redeem a voucher. Redeem a voucher. Dynamics.
Forces causing change.
Family dynamics. Family dynamics. Market dynamics. Market dynamics. Social dynamics. Social dynamics. Portfolio.
Collection of works or assets.
Investment portfolio. Investment portfolio. Design portfolio. Design portfolio. Diverse portfolio. Diverse portfolio. Gulp.
To swallow quickly.
Gulp water. Gulp water. Gulp in fear. Gulp in fear. Big gulp. Big gulp. redundant,
No longer needed.
redundant staff, redundant staff, redundant words, redundant words, be made redundant, be made redundant, reinforcement,
Act of strengthening.
military reinforcement, military reinforcement, positive reinforcement, positive reinforcement, structural reinforcement, structural reinforcement, eloquence,
Fluent or persuasive speaking.
speak with eloquence, speak with eloquence, natural eloquence, natural eloquence, eloquence of the speech, eloquence of the speech, consistency,
Being steady and unchanging.
maintain consistency, maintain consistency, lack of consistency, lack of consistency, consistency in quality, consistency in quality, adolescent,
Teenager or relating to adolescence.
adolescent behavior, adolescent behavior, adolescent child, adolescent child, an adolescent phase, an adolescent phase, exotic,
Strikingly unusual.
exotic food, exotic food, exotic animal, exotic animal, exotic destination, exotic destination, vent,
Opening for air or emotional release.
vent frustration, vent frustration, air vent, air vent, vent emotions, vent emotions, casualty,
Person injured or killed.
civilian casualty, civilian casualty, war casualty, war casualty, number of casualties, number of casualties, plaintiff,
Person bringing a lawsuit.
filed by the plaintiff, filed by the plaintiff, plaintiff's lawyer, plaintiff's lawyer, plaintiff in the case, plaintiff in the case, shareholder,
Person owning shares in a company.
major shareholder, major shareholder, shareholder meeting, shareholder meeting, rights of shareholders, rights of shareholders, oppressive,
Unjustly harsh or tyrannical.
oppressive regime, oppressive regime, oppressive heat, oppressive heat, oppressive rules, oppressive rules, vulnerable,
Easily hurt or affected.
vulnerable to attack, vulnerable to attack, Emotionally vulnerable. Emotionally vulnerable. Vulnerable group. Vulnerable group. Query.
A question or request.
Answer a query. Answer a query. Submit a query. Submit a query. Customer query. Customer query. Triumphant.
Having achieved victory.
Triumphant smile. Triumphant smile. Triumphant return. Triumphant return. Triumphant tone. Triumphant tone. Worship.
To honor as sacred.
Worship at the temple. Worship at the temple. Religious worship. Religious worship. Worship the gods. Worship the gods. Autonomy.
Self-governing freedom.
Gain autonomy. Gain autonomy. Personal autonomy. Personal autonomy. Regional autonomy. Regional autonomy. Integrated.
Combine to form a whole.
Integrated system. Integrated system. Fully integrated. Fully integrated. Integrated society. Integrated society. Composite.
Made of various parts.
Composite material. Composite material. Composite image. Composite image. Composite structure. Composite structure. Dweller.
One who lives in a place.
City dweller. City dweller. Cave dweller. Cave dweller. Apartment dweller. Apartment dweller. Expire.
To come to an end.
Passport expires. Passport expires. Expire soon. Expire soon. Membership expired. Membership expired. Explicit.
Stated clearly and in detail.
Explicit instructions. Explicit instructions. Explicit content. Explicit content. Make it explicit. Make it explicit. Coherent.
Clear and logical.
Coherent argument. Coherent argument. Coherent structure. Coherent structure. Coherent explanation. Coherent explanation. Alleged.
Said without proof.
Alleged crime. Alleged crime. Alleged suspect. Alleged suspect. Alleged incident. Alleged incident. Aristocratic.
belonging to nobility.
Aristocratic family. Aristocratic family. Aristocratic title. Aristocratic title. Aristocratic manner. Aristocratic manner. Thrift.
Wise use of money.
Practice thrift. Practice thrift. Value thrift. Value thrift. Thrift store. Thrift store. Collide.
To come together with force.
Cars collide. Cars collide. Collide with another object. Collide with another object. Collide in midair. Collide in midair. Toxic.
Poisonous or harmful.
Toxic gas. Toxic gas. Toxic relationship. Toxic relationship. Toxic waste. Toxic waste. Designate.
To officially choose.
Designate a leader. Designate a leader. Designate an area. Designate an area. Designated driver. Designated driver. Hitch.
Minor problem or attach.
Without a hitch. Without a hitch. A small hitch. A small hitch. Hitch a trailer. Hitch a trailer. Strategic.
Plan for advantage.
Strategic decision. Strategic decision. Strategic location. Strategic location. Strategic plan. Strategic plan. Sneer.
To show scorn.
Sneer at someone. Sneer at someone. A cold sneer. A cold sneer. Give a sneer. Give a sneer. Prosecute.
To bring legal action.
Prosecute a case. Prosecute a case. Prosecute the offender. Prosecute the offender. Decide to prosecute. Decide to prosecute. Assault.
Violent physical or verbal attack.
Assault charge. Assault charge. Victim of assault. Victim of assault. Commit an assault. Commit an assault. Dilemma.
Difficult choice between options.
Moral dilemma. Moral dilemma. Face a dilemma. Face a dilemma. Classic dilemma. Classic dilemma. Subconscious.
Below the level of awareness.
Subconscious mind. Subconscious mind. Subconscious desire. Subconscious desire. In the subconscious. In the subconscious. Equity.
Fair treatment or value in finance.
Gender equity. Gender equity. Equity in property. Equity in property. Invest in equity. Invest in equity. Parable.
Simple story with a moral.
Biblical parable. Biblical parable. Parable of wisdom. Parable of wisdom. Learn from a parable. Learn from a parable. Statute.
Written law.
State statute. State statute. Statute of limitations. Statute of limitations. Enact a statute. Enact a statute. Entity.
Something that exists independently.
Legal entity. Legal entity. Business entity. Business entity. Separate entity. Separate entity. Accelerate.
To increase speed.
Accelerate quickly. Accelerate quickly. Accelerate growth. Accelerate growth. Accelerate the process. Accelerate the process. Devastate.
To destroy completely.
Devastate the town. Devastate the town. Emotionally devastated. Emotionally devastated. Natural disaster devastates. Natural disaster devastates. Speculate.
To form a theory or invest.
Speculate about the future. Speculate about the future. Speculate in stocks. Speculate in stocks. Wildly speculate. Wildly speculate. Agitation.
State of anxiety or excitement.
Political agitation. Political agitation. Agitation grew. Agitation grew. In a state of agitation. In a state of agitation. Jurisdiction.
Legal power to govern.
Under jurisdiction. Under jurisdiction. Legal jurisdiction. Legal jurisdiction. Within the jurisdiction. Within the jurisdiction. Allegedly.
As claimed without proof.
Allegedly involved. Allegedly involved. Allegedly guilty. Allegedly guilty. Allegedly stolen. Allegedly stolen. Submerge.
To go underwater.
Submerge a town. Submerge a town. Submerge completely. Submerge completely. Submerge in water. Submerge in water. Divinity.
State of being divine.
Study divinity. Study divinity. Believe in divinity. Believe in divinity. Divinity of Christ. Divinity of Christ. Artisan.
Skilled manual worker.
Local artisan. Local artisan. Artisan bread. Artisan bread. Skilled artisan. Skilled artisan. Parental.
Relating to a parent.
Parental love. Parental love. Parental control. Parental control. Parental responsibility. Parental responsibility. Suffice.
To be enough.
That will suffice. That will suffice. Suffice to say. Suffice to say. One example suffices. One example suffices. Burglary.
Illegal entry to steal.
Report a burglary. Report a burglary. Convicted of burglary. Convicted of burglary. Attempted burglary. Attempted burglary. Interact.
To act with others.
Interact with people. Interact with people. Interact naturally. Interact naturally. Interactive learning. Interactive learning. Ignition.
Act of setting on fire or starting.
Car ignition. Car ignition. Ignition switch. Ignition switch. Ignition key. Ignition key. Segment.
Part of something.
Market segment. Market segment. Orange segment. Orange segment. Segment the data. Segment the data. Numb.
Without feeling or response.
Numb with cold. Numb with cold. Emotionally numb. Emotionally numb. Feel numb. Feel numb. Lurk.
To stay hidden.
Lurking danger. Lurking danger. Lurk in the shadows. Lurk in the shadows. Lurk online. Lurk online. Quote.
To repeat words exactly.
Quote a passage. Quote a passage. Famous quote. Famous quote. Quote from the book. Quote from the book. Hemisphere.
Half of a sphere.
Northern hemisphere. Northern hemisphere. Brain hemisphere. Brain hemisphere. Southern hemisphere. Southern hemisphere. Warehouse.
building for storing goods.
Large warehouse. Large warehouse. Warehouse manager. Warehouse manager. Store in a warehouse. Store in a warehouse. Considerate.
Caring for others.
A considerate person. A considerate person. Be considerate of others. Be considerate of others. Considerate behavior. Considerate behavior. Expel.
To force out.
Expel a student. Expel a student. Expel air. Expel air. Expel from the country. Expel from the country. Windmill.
Device powered by wind.
Traditional windmill. Traditional windmill. Windmill turns. Windmill turns. Build a windmill. Build a windmill. Practitioner.
One who practices a profession.
Medical practitioner. Medical practitioner. Legal practitioner. Legal practitioner. Experienced practitioner. Experienced practitioner. Depict.
To represent or show.
Depict a scene. Depict a scene. Depict the character. Depict the character. Accurately depict. Accurately depict. Aesthetic.
Concerned with beauty.
Aesthetic value. Aesthetic value. Aesthetic sense. Aesthetic sense. Aesthetic appeal. Aesthetic appeal. Constraint.
Limitation or restriction.
Time constraint. Time constraint. Budget constraint. Budget constraint. Under constraint. Under constraint. Emit.
To send out.
Emit light. Emit light. Emit sound. Emit sound. Emit gases. Emit gases. Swirl.
To move in circles.
Swirl of smoke. Swirl of smoke. Leaf swirl. Leaf swirl. Swirl around. Swirl around. Propel.
To drive forward.
Propel forward. Propel forward. Propel by engine. Propel by engine. Strongly propel. Strongly propel. Substantially.
To a large extent.
Substantially increase. Substantially increase. Substantially different. Substantially different. Substantially complete. Substantially complete. Correlation.
A mutual relationship.
Positive correlation. Positive correlation. High correlation. High correlation. Correlation between A and B. Correlation between A and B. Dignify.
To give honor or respect.
Dignify the ceremony. Dignify the ceremony. Dignify with attention. Dignify with attention. Dignify a position. Dignify a position. Treacherous.
Dangerously unstable or deceptive.
Treacherous road. Treacherous road. Treacherous ally. Treacherous ally. Treacherous waters. Treacherous waters. Faction.
A small dissenting group.
Political faction. Political faction. Split into factions. Split into factions. Rival factions. Rival factions. Entangle.
To twist or trap.
Entangle in wires. Entangle in wires. Entangle in conflict. Entangle in conflict. Entangled relationship. Entangled relationship. Luminous.
Shining or glowing.
Luminous stars. Luminous stars. Luminous paint. Luminous paint. Luminous display. Luminous display. Suburban.
Relating to the suburbs.
Suburban area. Suburban area. Suburban life. Suburban life. Suburban train. Suburban train. Rave.
To speak with enthusiasm.
Rave reviews. Rave reviews. Rave about the movie. Rave about the movie. Rave fan. Rave fan. Raft.
Flat floating structure.
Wooden raft. Wooden raft. Build a raft. Build a raft. Cross by raft. Cross by raft. Extinguish.
To put an end to.
Extinguish a fire. Extinguish a fire. Extinguish hope. Extinguish hope. Extinguish the light. Extinguish the light. Prologue.
Introductory section.
Prologue to the novel. Prologue to the novel. Short prologue. Short prologue. Read the prologue. Read the prologue. Communion.
Spiritual sharing.
Religious communion. Religious communion. Communion with nature. Communion with nature. Take communion. Take communion. Bail.
Temporary release from jail.
Post bail. Post bail. Release on bail. Release on bail. Deny bail. Deny bail. Rumble.
To make a deep, heavy sound.
Rumble of thunder. Rumble of thunder. Stomach rumble. Stomach rumble. Rumble in the distance. Rumble in the distance. Adolescence.
Period between childhood and adulthood.
During adolescence. During adolescence. Adolescent stage. Adolescent stage. Problems in adolescence. Problems in adolescence. Vomit.
To eject contents of the stomach.
Vomit blood. Vomit blood. Feel like vomiting. Feel like vomiting. Violent vomiting. Violent vomiting. Obsess.
To fill the mind excessively.
Obsessed with appearance. Obsessed with appearance. Obsess over details. Obsess over details. Obsess about failure. Obsess about failure. Gush.
To flow out suddenly.
Blood gushed out. Blood gushed out. Gush of emotion. Gush of emotion. Water gushing. Water gushing. Revenue.
Money earned by a business or government.
Tax revenue. Tax revenue. Company revenue. Company revenue. Increase revenue. Increase revenue. Negligent.
Failing to take proper care.
Negligent behavior. Negligent behavior. Negligent in duty. Negligent in duty. Negligent attitude. Negligent attitude. Unify.
To bring together.
Unify a nation. Unify a nation. Unify standards. Unify standards. Efforts to unify. Efforts to unify. Medication.
Substance used to treat illness.
Take medication. Take medication. Prescribed medication. Prescribed medication. Medication schedule. Medication schedule. Gauge.
To measure or estimate.
Gauge pressure. Gauge pressure. Fuel gauge. Fuel gauge. Gauge reaction. Gauge reaction. Slaughter.
To kill in large numbers or for meat.
Mass slaughter. Mass slaughter. Slaughter animals. Slaughter animals. Slaughterhouse worker. Slaughterhouse worker. Traverse.
To travel across.
Traverse the desert. Traverse the desert. Traverse a bridge. Traverse a bridge. Traverse a region. Traverse a region. Tavern.
A place that serves drinks.
Old tavern. Old tavern. Village tavern. Village tavern. Tavern owner. Tavern owner. Rusty.
Covered with rust.
Rusty bike. Rusty bike. Rusty skills. Rusty skills. Rusty metal. Rusty metal. Agonize.
To suffer or worry intensely.
Agonize over a decision. Agonize over a decision. Agonize for days. Agonize for days. Agonize emotionally. Agonize emotionally. Presidency.
Office or term of a president.
During his presidency. During his presidency. Presidency term. Presidency term. Run for presidency. Run for presidency. Hangover.
Ill feeling after drinking.
Bad hangover. Bad hangover. Suffer a hangover. Suffer a hangover. Hangover remedy. Hangover remedy. Pharmacy.
Place to prepare and sell medicine.
Go to the pharmacy. Go to the pharmacy. Pharmacy school. Pharmacy school. Pharmacy technician. Pharmacy technician. Wicket.
Small door or gate.
Open the wicket. Open the wicket. Cricket wicket. Cricket wicket. Ticket wicket. Ticket wicket. Rapture.
State of intense joy.
In rapture. In rapture. Feel rapture. Feel rapture. Tears of rapture. Tears of rapture. Skid.
To slide uncontrollably.
Car skidded. Car skidded. Skid on ice. Skid on ice. Skid marks. Skid marks. Assassinate.
To kill for political reasons.
Assassinate the leader. Assassinate the leader. Attempt to assassinate. Attempt to assassinate. Assassinated president. Assassinated president. Lust.
strong sexual or power craving.
Overcome with lust. Overcome with lust. Lust for power. Lust for power. Uncontrollable lust. Uncontrollable lust. Abound.
To exist in large numbers.
Fish abound. Fish abound. Opportunities abound. Opportunities abound. Abound in nature. Abound in nature. Prostitute.
One who engages in sex for money.
Hire a prostitute. Hire a prostitute. Prostitute oneself. Prostitute oneself. Illegal prostitution. Illegal prostitution. Contaminate.
To make dirty or impure.
Contaminate water. Contaminate water. Contaminate food. Contaminate food. Contaminated area. Contaminated area. Unstable.
Likely to change or fall.
Unstable economy. Unstable economy. Emotionally unstable. Emotionally unstable. Unstable structure. Unstable structure. Archaic.
Very old or outdated.
Archaic words. Archaic words. Archaic system. Archaic system. Archaic practices. Archaic practices. Durable.
Able to last a long time.
Durable goods. Durable goods. Durable material. Durable material. Highly durable. Highly durable. Retort.
To respond sharply.
Retort angrily. Retort angrily. Quick retort. Quick retort. Witty retort. Witty retort. Gender.
Social or biological sex.
Gender roles. Gender roles. Gender equality. Gender equality. Gender identity. Gender identity. Ongoing.
Still happening.
Ongoing process. Ongoing process. Ongoing investigation. Ongoing investigation. Ongoing project. Ongoing project. Sarcastic.
Using irony to mock.
Sarcastic comment. Sarcastic comment. Speak sarcastically. Speak sarcastically. Sarcastic tone. Sarcastic tone. Disaster.
Sudden bad event.
Natural disaster. Natural disaster. Economic disaster. Economic disaster. Disaster struck. Disaster struck. Fad.
Temporary fashion or trend.
Latest fad. Latest fad. Short-lived fad. Short-lived fad. Follow a fad. Follow a fad. Analogy.
Comparison showing similarity.
Draw an analogy. Draw an analogy. Analogy between A and B. Analogy between A and B. Use an analogy. Use an analogy. Assorted.
Of different kinds.
Assorted chocolates. Assorted chocolates. Assorted items. Assorted items. Assorted colors. Assorted colors. Exalt.
To raise in rank or praise.
Exalt a hero. Exalt a hero. Exalt the values. Exalt the values. Exalted by success. Exalted by success. Integrity.
Honesty and moral uprightness.
Personal integrity. Personal integrity. Professional integrity. Professional integrity. Act with integrity. Act with integrity. Defective.
Imperfect or broken.
Defective product. Defective product. Defective part. Defective part. Technically defective. Technically defective. Attainment.
Act of achieving.
Educational attainment. Educational attainment. Attainment of goals. Attainment of goals. Level of attainment. Level of attainment. Shudder.
To shake with fear or cold.
Shudder with fear. Shudder with fear. A violent shudder. A violent shudder. Shudder at the thought. Shudder at the thought. Cramp.
Sudden painful muscle contraction.
Leg cramp. Leg cramp. Severe cramp. Severe cramp. Cramp during exercise. Cramp during exercise. Frantic.
Wild with emotion or urgency.
Frantic search. Frantic search. Frantic call. Frantic call. Frantic effort. Frantic effort. Tickle.
To touch lightly causing laughter.
Tickle someone. Tickle someone. A tickling sensation. A tickling sensation. Tickle under the chin. Tickle under the chin. Allegation.
Accusation without proof.
Deny the allegation. Deny the allegation. Serious allegation. Serious allegation. Make an allegation. Make an allegation. Delicacy.
Rare or fine food, or sensitivity.
Local delicacy. Local delicacy. Handle with delicacy. Handle with delicacy. Cultural delicacy. Cultural delicacy. Ecological.
Relating to ecology.
Ecological balance. Ecological balance. Ecological system. Ecological system. Ecological concern. Ecological concern. Tug.
To pull with force.
Tug the rope. Tug the rope. A gentle tug. A gentle tug. Tug of war. Tug of war. Ironic.
Opposite of what is expected.
Ironic twist. Ironic twist. Ironically true. Ironically true. Ironic tone. Ironic tone. Lyric.
Words of a song.
Song lyrics. Song lyrics. Lyric poem. Lyric poem. Beautiful lyrics. Beautiful lyrics. Rouge.
Red makeup for cheeks or lips.
Apply rouge. Apply rouge. Red rouge. Red rouge. Cheek rouge. Cheek rouge. Sulfur.
Yellow chemical element.
Smell of sulfur. Smell of sulfur. Sulfur compound. Sulfur compound. Burning sulfur. Burning sulfur. Ripple.
Small wave or effect.
Ripple effect. Ripple effect. Water ripples. Water ripples. Ripples of laughter. Ripples of laughter. Testimony.
Formal statement in court.
Give testimony. Give testimony. Witness testimony. Witness testimony. Sworn testimony. Sworn testimony. Recede.
To move back.
Receding hairline. Receding hairline. Water recedes. Water recedes. Recede into distance. Recede into distance. Ascertain.
To find out or make sure.
Ascertain the truth. Ascertain the truth. Ascertain the cause. Ascertain the cause. Ascertain the facts. Ascertain the facts. Negligible.
Too small to be important.
Negligible effect. Negligible effect. Negligible amount. Negligible amount. Almost negligible. Almost negligible. Compatible.
Able to work together.
Compatible devices. Compatible devices. Mutually compatible. Mutually compatible. Compatible with system. Compatible with system. Aboriginal.
Original inhabitant.
Aboriginal culture. Aboriginal culture. Aboriginal community. Aboriginal community. Aboriginal rights. Aboriginal rights. Disdain.
To look down on.
With disdain. With disdain. Utter disdain. Utter disdain. Disdain the offer. Disdain the offer. Finite.
Having limits.
Finite resources. Finite resources. Finite amount. Finite amount. Life is finite. Life is finite. Poach.
To illegally hunt or take.
Poach animals. Poach animals. Poach staff. Poach staff. Poached eggs. Poached eggs. Paraphrase.
To restate in different words.
Paraphrase the sentence. Paraphrase the sentence. Simple paraphrase. Simple paraphrase. Paraphrase for clarity. Paraphrase for clarity. Blur.
To make unclear.
Blur the image. Blur the image. Blurred vision. Blurred vision. Memory is a blur. Memory is a blur. Prophecy.
Statement about the future.
Ancient prophecy. Ancient prophecy. Prophecy fulfilled. Prophecy fulfilled. Make a prophecy. Make a prophecy. Hierarchy.
System of ranks.
Social hierarchy. Social hierarchy. Corporate hierarchy. Corporate hierarchy. Top of the hierarchy. Top of the hierarchy. Decimal.
Number based on 10.
Decimal point. Decimal point. Decimal system. Decimal system. Convert to decimal. Convert to decimal. Par.
Equal standard.
On par with. On par with. Below par. Below par. Above par. Above par. Laptop.
Portable computer.
Open a laptop. Open a laptop. Carry a laptop. Carry a laptop. New laptop model. New laptop model. Aviation.
Flying or aircraft.
Aviation industry. Aviation industry. Aviation fuel. Aviation fuel. History of aviation. History of aviation. Captivity.
State of being confined.
Held in captivity. Held in captivity. Years of captivity. Years of captivity. Escaped captivity. Escaped captivity. Sterile.
Free from germs or unable to reproduce.
Sterile equipment. Sterile equipment. Sterile land. Sterile land. Medically sterile. Medically sterile. Breakthrough.
Significant development.
Scientific breakthrough. Scientific breakthrough. Make a breakthrough. Make a breakthrough. Breakthrough idea. Breakthrough idea. Transcript.
Written or printed copy.
Academic transcript. Academic transcript. Transcript of speech. Transcript of speech. Official transcript. Official transcript. Deodorant.
Product to prevent odor.
Use deodorant. Use deodorant. Spray deodorant. Spray deodorant. Roll on deodorant. Roll on deodorant. Desperation.
State of despair.
Act in desperation. Act in desperation. Feeling of desperation. Feeling of desperation. Out of desperation. Out of desperation. Shrill.
High-pitched and sharp.
Shrill voice. Shrill voice. Shrill sound. Shrill sound. Shrill cry. Shrill cry. Contagious.
Spreadable from one to another.
Contagious disease. Contagious disease. Highly contagious. Highly contagious. Contagious laughter. Contagious laughter. Ambiguous.
Having multiple meanings.
Ambiguous statement. Ambiguous statement. Ambiguous meaning. Ambiguous meaning. Legally ambiguous. Legally ambiguous. Hostage.
A person held for ransom or threat.
Take a hostage. Take a hostage. Release the hostage. Release the hostage. Hostage situation. Hostage situation. Facilitate.
To make easier.
Facilitate communication. Facilitate communication. Facilitate learning. Facilitate learning. Facilitate the process. Facilitate the process. Sovereign.
Having full power or authority.
Sovereign state. Sovereign state. Sovereign nation. Sovereign nation. Absolute sovereign. Absolute sovereign. Addiction.
Compulsive need for something.
Drug addiction. Drug addiction. Internet addiction. Internet addiction. Struggle with addiction. Struggle with addiction. Hitherto.
Until this time.
Hitherto unknown. Hitherto unknown. Hitherto unseen. Hitherto unseen. Hitherto mentioned. Hitherto mentioned. Strangle.
To choke or suppress.
Strangle a victim. Strangle a victim. Strangle the economy. Strangle the economy. Strangle the idea. Strangle the idea. Maze.
Complex network of paths.
A maze of streets. A maze of streets. Get lost in a maze. Get lost in a maze. Mental maze. Mental maze. Quiver.
To shake slightly.
Quiver with fear. Quiver with fear. Leaves quiver. Leaves quiver. A slight quiver. A slight quiver. Supervisor.
Person who oversees work.
Factory supervisor. Factory supervisor. Team supervisor. Team supervisor. Under a supervisor. Under a supervisor. Conserve.
To protect or save.
Conserve energy. Conserve energy. Conserve nature. Conserve nature. Conserve water. Conserve water. Nurture.
To care for and encourage.
Nurture talent. Nurture talent. Nurture children. Nurture children. Emotional nurture. Emotional nurture. Tilt.
To move or cause to slant.
Tilt the chair. Tilt the chair. Tilt of the head. Tilt of the head. Slightly tilted. Slightly tilted. Tonic.
Refreshing or restorative substance.
Herbal tonic. Herbal tonic. Tonic for the soul. Tonic for the soul. Take a tonic. Take a tonic. Integration.
Combining parts into a whole.
Racial integration. Racial integration. System integration. System integration. Social integration. Social integration. Dissolution.
Ending or breaking apart.
Dissolution of Parliament. Dissolution of Parliament. Company dissolution. Company dissolution. Dissolution of marriage. Dissolution of marriage. Arrogance.
Overbearing pride.
Show arrogance. Show arrogance. Arrogance of power. Arrogance of power. Act with arrogance. Act with arrogance. Rotate.
To turn around an axis.
Rotate the wheel. Rotate the wheel. Rotate jobs. Rotate jobs. Earth rotates. Earth rotates. Tribal.
Relating to a tribe.
Tribal customs. Tribal customs. Tribal leader. Tribal leader. Tribal conflict. Tribal conflict. Craze.
Short-lived enthusiasm.
Fashion craze. Fashion craze. New craze. New craze. Craze for dancing. Craze for dancing. Pier.
Structure extending into water.
Walk on the pier. Walk on the pier. Fishing pier. Fishing pier. Wooden pier. Wooden pier. Relic.
An object from the past.
Ancient relic. Ancient relic. Religious relic. Religious relic. Relic of the past. Relic of the past. Aerial.
Related to the air.
Aerial view. Aerial view. Aerial attack. Aerial attack. Aerial photography. Aerial photography. Juvenile.
Relating to young people.
Juvenile crime. Juvenile crime. Juvenile behavior. Juvenile behavior. Juvenile detention. Juvenile detention. Resolute.
Firm in purpose.
Resolute decision. Resolute decision. Resolute attitude. Resolute attitude. Resolute leader. Resolute leader. Nourishment.
food or sustenance.
Proper nourishment. Proper nourishment. Source of nourishment. Source of nourishment. Lack of nourishment. Lack of nourishment. Donor.
One who gives.
Blood donor. Blood donor. Organ donor. Organ donor. Generous donor. Generous donor. Coup.
Sudden seizure of power.
Military coup. Military coup. Successful coup. Successful coup. Stage a coup. Stage a coup. Underlying.
Basic or hidden.
Underlying cause. Underlying cause. Underlying issue. Underlying issue. Underlying message. Underlying message. Humiliate.
To make someone feel ashamed.
Humiliate in public. Humiliate in public. Feel humiliated. Feel humiliated. Humiliate a rival. Humiliate a rival. Rarity.
Something uncommon.
Great rarity. Great rarity. Cultural rarity. Cultural rarity. A rarity in nature. A rarity in nature. Reddish.
Slightly red.
Reddish hair. Reddish hair. Reddish hue. Reddish hue. Reddish soil. Reddish soil. Merge.
To come together.
Merge two companies. Merge two companies. Traffic merge. Traffic merge. Merge smoothly. Merge smoothly. Shrewd.
A student sharp.
Shrewd investor. Shrewd investor. Shrewd judgment. Shrewd judgment. Shrewd strategy. Shrewd strategy. Glaze.
To make glossy.
Glaze pottery. Glaze pottery. Glazed eyes. Glazed eyes. Sugar glaze. Sugar glaze. Parish.
Church district.
Parish church. Parish church. Parish priest. Parish priest. Local parish. Local parish. Thereby.
By that means.
Thereby increasing. Thereby increasing. Thereby improving. Thereby improving. Thereby reducing. Thereby reducing. Unprecedented.
Never done before.
Unprecedented event. Unprecedented event. Unprecedented growth. Unprecedented growth. Unprecedented crisis. Unprecedented crisis. Validity.
State of being valid.
Test validity. Test validity. Question the validity. Question the validity. Legal validity. Legal validity. Norm.
Standard of behavior.
Social norm. Social norm. Cultural norms. Cultural norms. Norm of conduct. Norm of conduct. Vendor.
One who sells.
Street vendor. Street vendor. Software vendor. Software vendor. Approved vendor. Approved vendor. Diabetes.
Disease with high blood sugar.
Type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes. Diabetes treatment. Diabetes treatment. Diagnosed with diabetes. Diagnosed with diabetes. Momentum.
Force gained by motion.
Gain momentum. Gain momentum. Lose momentum. Lose momentum. Maintain momentum. Maintain momentum. Opt.
To make a choice.
Opt for change. Opt for change. Opt out. Opt out. Opt to stay. Opt to stay. Chunk.
Thick or large piece.
Chunk of ice. Chunk of ice. Chunk of text. Chunk of text. Large chunk. Large chunk. Secular.
Not spiritual or religious.
Secular society. Secular society. Secular education. Secular education. Secular values. Secular values. Manipulate.
To handle skillfully.
Manipulate data. Manipulate data. Manipulate a person. Manipulate a person. Manipulate results. Manipulate results. Sanction.
Penalty or approval.
Economic sanctions. Economic sanctions. Impose a sanction. Impose a sanction. Give sanction. Give sanction. Poke.
To push with something sharp.
Poke with a stick. Poke with a stick. Poke fun. Poke fun. Poke someone. Poke someone. Immune.
Protected from disease or harm.
Immune system. Immune system. Immune to criticism. Immune to criticism. Immune response. Immune response. Remnant.
Small remaining part.
Fabric remnant. Fabric remnant. Remnants of war. Remnants of war. Only a remnant. Only a remnant. Inventory.
List of items or stock.
Check inventory. Check inventory. Inventory system. Inventory system. Low inventory. Low inventory. Grotesque.
Strangely distorted.
Grotesque image. Grotesque image. Grotesque creature. Grotesque creature. Grotesque humor. Grotesque humor. Discourse.
Formal talk or text.
Political discourse. Political discourse. Academic discourse. Academic discourse. Engage in discourse. Engage in discourse. Reminder.
Something that causes recall.
Gentle reminder. Gentle reminder. Daily reminder. Daily reminder. Reminder email. Reminder email. Willingness.
State of being ready to act.
Willingness to help. Willingness to help. Show willingness. Show willingness. Lack of willingness. Lack of willingness. Verdict.
Legal or final decision.
Guilty verdict. Guilty verdict. Reach a verdict. Reach a verdict. Deliver a verdict. Deliver a verdict. Nutrient.
Substance that provides nourishment.
Essential nutrient. Essential nutrient. Plant nutrients. Plant nutrients. Nutrient-rich food. Nutrient-rich food. Syndrome.
Group of symptoms.
Down syndrome. Down syndrome. A rare syndrome. A rare syndrome. Treatment for syndrome. Treatment for syndrome. Squad.
Small organized group.
Police squad. Police squad. Football squad. Football squad. Squad leader. Squad leader. Credibility.
Believability or trust.
Gain credibility. Gain credibility. Credibility gap. Credibility gap. High credibility. High credibility. Legislature.
Body that makes laws.
National legislature. National legislature. Pass-through legislature. Pass-through legislature. State legislature. State legislature. Collaboration.
Working together.
Team collaboration. Team collaboration. International collaboration. International collaboration. Collaboration between artists. Collaboration between artists. Respondent.
Person replying or defending.
Survey respondent. Survey respondent. Legal respondent. Legal respondent. Respondent's opinion. Respondent's opinion. Racism.
Discrimination by race.
Fight racism. Fight racism. Systemic racism. Systemic racism. Racism in society. Racism in society. Infrastructure.
Basic physical systems.
Transport infrastructure. Transport infrastructure. Digital infrastructure. Digital infrastructure. Build infrastructure. Build infrastructure. Sovereignty.
Supreme power or authority.
National sovereignty. National sovereignty. Sovereignty over territory. Sovereignty over territory. Assert sovereignty. Assert sovereignty. Behavioral.
Relating to behavior.
Behavioral science. Behavioral science. Behavioral problem. Behavioral problem. Behavioral therapy. Behavioral therapy. Sibling.
Brother or sister.
Older sibling. Older sibling. Sibling rivalry. Sibling rivalry. Close sibling relationship. Close sibling relationship. Synonym.
Word with similar meaning.
Synonym for happy. Synonym for happy. Dictionary of synonyms. Dictionary of synonyms. Find a synonym. Find a synonym. Shoelace.
String for tying shoes.
Tie shoelaces. Tie shoelaces. Loose shoelace. Loose shoelace. Broken shoelace. Broken shoelace. Verify.
To check the truth.
Verify identity. Verify identity. Verify the result. Verify the result. Verify facts. Verify facts. Gorge.
narrow valley, or to eat greedily.
Mountain gorge. Mountain gorge. Gorge on snacks. Gorge on snacks. Deep gorge. Deep gorge. Cult.
Extreme religious or social group.
Dangerous cult. Dangerous cult. Cult following. Cult following. Cult leader. Cult leader. Aptitude.
Natural ability.
Aptitude test. Aptitude test. Musical aptitude. Musical aptitude. High aptitude. High aptitude. Miser.
One who hoards money.
Old miser. Old miser. Live like a miser. Live like a miser. Miser with wealth. Miser with wealth. Ramp.
Sloped surface for movement.
Wheelchair ramp. Wheelchair ramp. Loading ramp. Loading ramp. Build a ramp. Build a ramp. Ore.
Rock with valuable metal.
Iron ore. Iron ore. Mine ore. Mine ore. Rich in ore. Rich in ore. Abbreviate.
To make shorter.
Abbreviate a word. Abbreviate a word. Abbreviate name. Abbreviate name. Abbreviate the title. Abbreviate the title. Ingenuity.
Cleverness and inventiveness.
Engineering ingenuity. Engineering ingenuity. Show ingenuity. Show ingenuity. Full of ingenuity. Full of ingenuity. Swap.
To trade one thing for another.
Swap gifts. Swap gifts. Swap seats. Swap seats. A book swap. A book swap. Afar.
At or to a distance.
From afar. From afar. See afar. See afar. Watch from afar. Watch from afar. Analogous.
Comparable in certain respects.
Analogous situation. Analogous situation. Analogous to. Analogous to. Analogous features. Analogous features. Allot.
To distribute or assign.
Allot time. Allot time. Allot resources. Allot resources. Allot tasks. Allot tasks. Dissent.
To disagree or oppose.
Express dissent. Express dissent. Political dissent. Political dissent. Dissenting opinion. Dissenting opinion. Diverge.
To separate from a path.
Paths diverge. Paths diverge. Diverge from tradition. Diverge from tradition. Opinions diverge. Opinions diverge. Distaste.
Strong dislike.
Distaste for violence. Distaste for violence. Feel distaste. Feel distaste. Express distaste. Express distaste. Overt.
Done openly.
Overt racism. Overt racism. Overt action. Overt action. Overt conflict. Overt conflict. Ordeal.
Difficult or painful experience.
Face an ordeal. Face an ordeal. Survive the ordeal. Survive the ordeal. A long ordeal. A long ordeal. Crescent.
Moon-shaped curve.
Crescent moon. Crescent moon. A crescent shape. A crescent shape. Waxing crescent. Waxing crescent. Outnumber.
To be greater in number.
Outnumber opponents. Outnumber opponents. Greatly outnumbered. Greatly outnumbered. Women outnumber men. Women outnumber men. Pact.
Formal agreement.
Sign a pact. Sign a pact. Peace pact. Peace pact. Secret pact. Secret pact. Consolation.
Comfort after loss.
Seek consolation. Seek consolation. Words of consolation. Words of consolation. A small consolation. A small consolation. Purge.
To remove unwanted elements.
Purge the system. Purge the system. Political purge. Political purge. Purge old files. Purge old files. Distortion.
Deformation or misrepresentation.
Sound distortion. Sound distortion. Distortion of facts. Distortion of facts. Visual distortion. Visual distortion. Remorse.
Deep guilt or regret.
Feel remorse. Feel remorse. Deep remorse. Deep remorse. Remorse for actions. Remorse for actions. Apathy.
Lack of interest or emotion.
Public apathy. Public apathy. Emotional apathy. Emotional apathy. Apathy towards politics. Apathy towards politics. Lifelike.
Very realistic.
Lifelike statue. Lifelike statue. Lifelike drawing. Lifelike drawing. Look lifelike. Look lifelike. Transit.
Act of passing through.
Public transit. Public transit. In transit. In transit. Transit system. Transit system. Faithless.
Not loyal or trustworthy.
Faithless lover. Faithless lover. Faithless friend. Faithless friend. Act of faithlessness. Act of faithlessness. Enrage.
To make very angry.
Enrage the crowd. Enrage the crowd. Enraged response. Enraged response. Enrage someone with words. Enrage someone with words. Ply.
To travel regularly or supply diligently.
Ply a route. Ply a route. Ply a trade. Ply a trade. Boats ply the river. Boats ply the river. Dogma.
Set of beliefs laid down by authority.
Religious dogma. Religious dogma. Challenge dogma. Challenge dogma. Strict dogma. Strict dogma. Occupant.
Person who resides or holds a position.
Room occupant. Room occupant. Previous occupant. Previous occupant. Sole occupant. Sole occupant. Excerpt.
Short passage taken from a text.
Read an excerpt. Read an excerpt. Excerpt from a novel. Excerpt from a novel. Excerpted paragraph. Excerpted paragraph. Erroneous.
Wrong or mistaken.
Erroneous assumption. Erroneous assumption. Erroneous report. Erroneous report. Factually erroneous. Factually erroneous. Siege.
Military blockade of a place.
Under siege. Under siege. Siege warfare. Siege warfare. Lay siege to. Lay siege to. Adornment.
Decoration or embellishment.
Hair adornment. Hair adornment. Simple adornment. Simple adornment. Festive adornment. Festive adornment. Notional.
Based on theory or idea.
Notional value. Notional value. Notional idea. Notional idea. Notional concept. Notional concept. Militant.
Aggressively active.
Militant group. Militant group. Militant protester. Militant protester. Militant stance. Militant stance. Bin.
Storage container.
Trash bin. Trash bin. Recycling bin. Recycling bin. Storage bin. Storage bin. Inconceivable.
Unimaginable or impossible.
Almost inconceivable. Almost inconceivable. Seem inconceivable. Seem inconceivable. Inconceivable situation. Inconceivable situation. Bonfire.
Large open fire outdoors.
Light a bonfire. Light a bonfire. Bonfire night. Bonfire night. Huge bonfire. Huge bonfire. Constable.
British police officer.
Village constable. Village constable. Police constable. Police constable. Speak to a constable. Speak to a constable. Gravestone.
Stone marker for a grave.
Carved gravestone. Carved gravestone. Ancient gravestone. Ancient gravestone. Gravestone inscription. Gravestone inscription. Enmity.
Hostile or hateful feeling.
Deep enmity. Deep enmity. Feel enmity. Feel enmity. Mutual enmity. Mutual enmity. Chronic.
Long-lasting or constant.
Chronic disease. Chronic disease. Chronic pain. Chronic pain. Chronic stress. Chronic stress. Forearm.
Part of the arm between elbow and wrist.
Strengthen forearms. Strengthen forearms. Forearm muscles. Forearm muscles. Injure the forearm. Injure the forearm. Interrogate.
To ask questions formally.
Interrogate a suspect. Interrogate a suspect. Police interrogation. Police interrogation. Interrogate carefully. Interrogate carefully. Exempt.
Free from obligation.
Exempt from tax. Exempt from tax. Exempt employee. Exempt employee. Exempt status. Exempt status. Monopolize.
To have exclusive control.
Monopolize the market. Monopolize the market. Monopolize attention. Monopolize attention. Attempt to monopolize. Attempt to monopolize.